Tampa Bay Buccaneers, life in the post-Brady era.
You know what's funny is that they quietly had a pretty good offseason. I think we're all going to be down on them because quarterback is going to be Baker Mayfield or Kyle Trask. I assume Baker Mayfield. And I think we should be down on them for that reason alone. Also, I think Todd Bowles is a good defensive coach, but I think we kind of saw last year just game management and stuff like that is not exactly his forte. They did fire Byron Leftwich and bring in Dave Canales, kind of an unknown from Seattle. I don't know what that means. I obviously don't know anything about the guy, but maybe, could be an upgrade from going run, pass on every single series you have.
Yeah.
As for free agency, largely sat it out, lost a lot of, kind of older players that, Akeem Hicks and, guys that weren't making a substantial impact. I actually love their drafts. The first 4 or 5 picks, not even just kind of the, Kalijah Kancey flashy. I think Cody Mauch could come in and maybe start at guard. And then I was way too high on Yaya Diaby out of Louisville. I think I mentioned him earlier. He's a freakish athlete who plays every snap like his hair's on fire. I think they'll have fun kind of moving him around a bit. So, look, the ceiling's not that high because you're going from Tom Brady to Baker Mayfield. But they kind of treaded water pretty well for a roster that still does have a lot of talent on it.
It does. It's a classic, this was the sort of dilemma we were talking about earlier in the offseason, which is, okay, you lose Tom Brady. Are you going to be able to talk yourself out of this kind of competitive rebuild world where actually, we can still be good, the team's really good, or we just don't have the quarterback? And they sort of feel like they've done exactly that, which is they've approached this exactly as you would if you had a quarterback, and they don't. So, now you're hearing Bruce Arians say, oh, Baker Mayfield was a better graded prospect than anybody from the 2023 draft, which may be true, but, we've seen some bad from Baker Mayfield since then that might make you reassess that opinion of him as a prospect. And I kind of with you. I think in a vacuum, the offseason has been good. It's just you don't have an answer at quarterback because I'm out on Baker Mayfield. His last defender is pretty much thrown in the towel at this point. So, Matt Filer is a solid offensive line depth kind of addition. Baker Mayfield is fine to add to the quarterback room, but you probably don't want him starting. Ryan Neal was fantastic at safety. It's a good addition. And then I'm with you. I really like their draft. Kalijah Kancey, to me, is a top 10 player in this draft. They get him at 19. Cody Mauch, Yaya Diaby, these are good players that should contribute. Trey Palmer in the 6th round has insane blazing speed and a skill set that doesn't typically last to the 6th round. Now, I think there were reasons he did, but it's still a great gamble to take at that spot. And then Jose Ramirez as an edge rushing prospect is a really good addition as a 6th round flyer as well. So generally love their offseason. It's you can't sort of ignore the elephant in the room, which is right now Baker Mayfield is probably your starting quarterback, and that's bad.
Kind of a process, getting points for process.
Yeah.
I respect that they took all their lumps from the dead cap standpoint. Obviously, they pushed a bunch of void years on a million contracts, pushed everything down the line. Instead of spreading that out, they just took all their lumps, about $75 to $80 million this year is going to players not on the roster. That's over a third of the entire cap. But if it does pan out and Mike Evans stays healthy, stays young, whatever, maybe in 2024 they can be back quicker than we expected.
And I know I just said I jumped off the bandwagon, but there is also this world where Baker Mayfield plays more like the good years in Cleveland than everything else in his career. It is possible. We've seen it in the NFL. It's not like we're just talking about college priors with this guy. We have seen high-level play from Baker in the NFL, albeit quite a while ago, and multiple teams in the past at this point. So who knows? B+ was what we gave the Tampa Bay Buccaneers overall. B for their free agency. A- for their draft. Shakes out to a B+.